Hello everyone. This video is part of a series where we are developing a microservices-based social media application. And our main goal is to learn the microservices pattern. We're also very interested in the challenges that come with microservices, as well as in some of the best practices and solutions. So here is a brief overview of our current and near future tasks, right? Of course, this is not everything, but this is a rough overview. And here is a more detailed overview. If you want to have a look by yourself, then feel free to pause the video and then continue after we have looked over this breakdown. Of course, there are further tasks coming, so yeah, this is just the beginning. We also have a Jira board where we track our progress, so you may see me often interacting in the Jira board as well. In the previous video, we added this setup for our signup.test.ts and we fixed our Husky pre-commit hook. Right? This was very important because we were failing to run all the tests at every commit. So we were able to commit even if some tests were failing, but those tests or the files that contain those tests were not staged for commit. So we fixed that in the previous video, and we also added a bit of email or a bit of setup for the email sender within the signup.test.ts file. What I want to do now is I want to add some tests. So I will write describe, and here remember that I said 2 videos ago that I bypassed the test-driven mindset here, but still I will go back and I will add the test that I should have added. So if I come back to my signup.ts file, then I want to add the tests for sending the signup verification email, right? So now I'm in a test environment, which means that I would like to use, or that I am using, the mock email API, right? So the mock email API is here. Let's have a look at it. We have a send sign up verification email and a private send email, and what I can actually do is I can completely get rid of this send email. Okay, so I'm gonna do that because remember that we have also adjusted our node mailer email API, and more precisely our interface, which was this one, email API. So the only method that we are required to implement is the send sign up verification email method. We don't have to implement other methods, right? And this is especially true for the mock email API because I am just interested that this function is being called. How internally the behavior for sending emails is being implemented, it doesn't matter for external classes. Because I'm using this mock, then it also doesn't matter. It doesn't make sense for me to have an intermediary or an intermediate step here, so a function like called send email or whatever, because it's just a mock, right? So the function itself would also be a mock, so it doesn't add any value. And so I will just remove this, and if I come back to my tests, I think here in the email sender I should have an error here because the mock is not going to be here anymore, so I'll just remove it, and let's start our test watcher. One thing I want to do is I want to actually pass another flag to the test watch, which is called verbose, and we'll see the difference in a bit. Let's just run this test suite, give it a couple of seconds. So as you can see, it's not printing out our individual tests, right? I like to see it at least when I'm executing the command to watch the tests. So if by adding this verbose, it's going to print the output of each individual test. Let's see how it's going to look like once we activate this flag. Give it a couple of seconds here and we should start seeing some output. It's taking a little bit longer than expected. Okay, there it is. So as you can see now, we should have a status code of 422, and then we have the specific tests that are run, right? So now we have a better overview here. If we are interested as well in seeing which tests are being run or which exact test is failing, this is much easier to see. So let's go back to our signup.test.ts file. At the bottom of the file, I will add here let me see which structure I use for my describe. Exactly. So I started tests, the email verification behavior on sign up. All right. So this is going to be where we will write all the tests related to the email verification. The first test that we will add, and is the only one for this video, is that it sends or it triggers the send. What is the method again? I forgot the name of the method. Let's have a look here. Send sign up verification email. Triggers the send sign up verification email method from the email sender class. All right, and this is going to be an async because I want to do an await, and I will do a request to my app.post in my signup route .send a valid user info, and I think that here I need to copy and paste from the group above. So I'm just come here above and use this one. So from a valid user info, I would here expect a 201 because there are no problems here. But I would also expect my mock send sign up verification email dot to have been called times and have been called once, right? We can write times like this, or I think once is also, no, it's not. So let's use times. Right, so now if I save my file, this should also work because within my signup.ts route or file, I am calling this method from the email sender. And because I am setting the email sender email API to be the mock email API, then it will eventually call this function. Right, so now I come back to my signup.test.ts. Let's see if there is anything or if there are any problems. So I'll save my file and the tests are going to rerun. As you can see, there is a problem. And this is something that is very interesting about mocks, right? As you can see here, we have a expected number of calls to be 1, and we have a received number of calls of 9. And you may be wondering, where are these 9 calls coming from? Well, if you remember, we have a email sender.test.ts, right? So here we call it once, at least once, but in the signup.ts file we have, in the signup.test.ts file, we have a lot of signups, right? We have definitely more than 1 and more than 5, probably 8 signups here. I don't know exactly where all these 9 are coming from, but we have a lot of signups. This is a signup, this is a signup, this is not a signup because it throws an error, but this is a signup. And at each signup, we are calling the send signup verification email. So now there's a problem, right? Because we are accumulating the number of calls to a specific mock from previous supposedly unrelated tests. Now, how do we address this? Well, luckily for us, it's very easy, very straightforward. And because it's a global behavior, I'll do it like this. So setup -env or setup after env. So in my setup after env file, I will come here below my email sender and I will say jest.clear all mocks, which means it's going to clear all the information from all the mocks before we run each unit test. So with this, now our tests should begin to pass. Exactly, everything is passing, and it was this problem here. I was expecting something like this to happen, but I wanted to show you this is also a nice feature from Jest that we should use to reset all the mocks before the execution of each individual unit test. Okay, so now because of the changes that we did to package.json file, And because we have added this npm run test in the Husky pre-commit hook, then we should run all the tests now, and we should still be able to commit, but now with way more confidence and certainty than in the previous configuration. So let's run some prettier first. Let's run some linting. Let's see if there are any problems here. No problems. Now we will add, sorry, not npm, but git add dot git commit, and here I'll say as a feature added missing signup.test or signup tests plus, what was it? Clear all mocks, right? So now give it a couple of seconds, and as you can see, we are not running the commit in the lint staged command, or sorry, we are not running the tests in the lint staged command, we are running the tests afterwards. Now all of them should pass, and we should be able to commit our code. Great. So if you want to receive notifications, or if you want to be informed about the videos that will be posted soon, because I'm posting at least 2 videos a day, so it's a lot of videos that I make available in this series and also in the other playlists or in the other series that I am currently developing, then make sure to subscribe to the channel, and every time I upload a video you will get a small notification, so you can also be up to date with the series. Okay, thank you for your time, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.